Shalom, shalom. It's Kapaya, a.k.a. Pops, from GMS Chicago, with a brief sit down, back to the basics. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, elder bishops out of Connecticut. Want to send double honors because they do real well. For the brethren around the world pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and the interaction with the people on the planet. Okay, I want to breaking down the prophecies and interaction with the people on the planet. I want to send salutations for the hopeful elect. I hope this is edifying. For the Aquat, the few and the true that's listening sincerely, chair to keep doing so. Before Squander's call for reprobate 2/3 Israelites, 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble is only going to get a whole lot worse, okay? Now you see the thing here says a surprising way Vietnamese, or basically a strand of Moabite and Ammonite, okay? Because when you think of the Chinese, that's the Moabite. When you think of the Japanese, that's the Ammonite. And these are all just crossbreds of these people here, on their father's sides, okay? So with that being said, it says the surprising way Vietnamese people get meat. So I'm gonna let this play and then show you some scriptures and whatnot, and get you to understand that these people are who they are and they do what they do. So let me pull this up and let this play.
Oh my gosh. When Vietnamese people want to eat delicious meat, they don't need to spend money.
You see, when Vietnamese people want to eat delicious meat, vermin is still meat for the Vietnamese. Because why? Certain laws, statutes, and commandments, especially as far as dietary laws, was not given to them. So let me let it play.
They just take a net to the fields. There, they can catch endless field mice. And if they're lucky, they might even catch pattern snakes. Every time the rice in Vietnam ripen, they head to the rice field because they're about to get a free dinner. Once the harvester starts, a few people set up the net, using straw in the middle as camouflage. After everything is ready, the harvester moves forward. The field mice can only run for their lives, but they don't know there's a big net waiting for them at the end. A dozen people have surrounded them. As the rice gets harvested, the mice become very frantic. Not far away, a hole catches their attention. They think they found an escape route, but it's actually a trap. The net is specially designed. Escape is impossible once all the rice is harvested. All the mice are in the net to prevent them from escaping. The men quickly lift the cage. They've caught 100 pounds of mice. The men are very happy. They can have a big
They can have a big dinner. You see what I'm saying? So these people are not governed by the laws, statutes, and commandments that we have. So, when you have like Chinese food spots, Japanese food spots, and these types of things, especially in your neighborhoods and whatnot, in the Israelite, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American neighborhoods, they're not governed by the same dietary and meat laws and things of this nature. Okay, so they have no problem catching this stuff they sell, or whatever the case might be, or getting it caught. I mean, because they have these markets among themselves. And so they'll get this stuff for little or nothing because it's not regulated in any form or fashion. So there's no particular price that is set on it. So whatever they want to sell for, or whatever the case might be among themselves, they'll do that. Unencumbered by U.S. regulatory laws or anything else. So now let me go on and pull this scripture up. Let's see. I'm going to get the scripture. Like I said, this is absolutely back to the basics. This is Leviticus, the 11th chapter. And Yahweh spoken to Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak to the children of Israel. See, so Moabite, Ammonites, Canaanites, Hamites, which would be the so-called Africans, and Canaanites, which would be another branch of that. Ishmael, none of these people was in the. It was here when the Lord Yahweh was giving these messages to the angel was giving these messages to Moses to deal with. Okay, Yahweh Shai, because message is just a angel is just a messenger that, like I said, who you think it was that came through and did the death strike through Egypt. That was Yahweh Shai that came through there and put all the firstborn to death. That night of Passover. Okay, so here we go. Saying speaking to the children of Israel, saying, "These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth." So out of all these animals that are on the earth, this is what the law was given to the Israelites on what they could eat. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. The coney, because he cheweth cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, that's a rabbit, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. Okay? And the swine, so our own people, the Israelites, can't seem to get away from this pork. But this is a thing that they're not supposed to be eating as well. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and he cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Why? Because, see, he's a garbage disposal. Dead bodies, stuff like that. He eat all of that and then some. Okay. All right. So that's what that is. Okay. Let me see. Of the flesh ye shall not eat, their carcasses shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Okay, so catfish doesn't have doesn't have scales, so you're not supposed to be eating that. Sharks, these Moabites and the Ammonites, they love to go after sharks, among other things. You're not supposed to be eating that. Crabs, lobsters, shrimps, not supposed to be eating those. They love to go after that shit. Like I said, this is back to the basics. Okay. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. So you got things that you can't eat, you got things that you ain't supposed to eat. They shall be even abomination to you. Ye shall not eat their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the osprey, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, the swan, the pelican, and the gael eagle, the stork, the heron, after their kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All fowls that creep, going upon all fours, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet to leap wherewithal upon the earth. Even These of them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle after his kind, the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which are of have 4 feet shall be an abomination to you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed or cheweth the cud are unclean unto you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws, upon all manner of beasts that go on all fours. So you're looking at bears, raccoons, all this other kind of shit. And whosoever touches the cock shall be unclean until the evening. Okay, so if you touch this shit or wear this shit or whatever, then you're unclean until you take a shower that night. Okay, and he that beareth the carcass of them that shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening, they are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the. And I'm just breaking this. I'm just spitting it the way it is. Okay. So if you wear this and this that and other, you unclean until you put it up, you take it off, whatever. You take a shower, you unclean until the evening. Period. Bottom line. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, this, that, and other. Stay away from it if you can, but at the same time, if you do, for whatever reason, this is the law as it is. Like I said, this is the same, controversy like they wanted to give us with the grape uh, thing years ago with Polite and all this other kind of stuff. Now he's locked up on that or whatever pedophilia thing, and the Apostle Tahar them years ago was just this is what's in the scripture. We ain't saying, and we just telling you what the scripture say. No adding to, no taking from. Okay. So whoever go upon and whatsoever go upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, these are unclean unto you. Whoso touches their carcass shall be unclean until the evening. And he that bears a carcass of them that wash shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean to you among the creeping things that creep on the earth. The weasel and the what? The mouse. The mouse. Specifically, the mouse. So that's why, like I said, we just read through it, and like I said, comes across all of it. The mouse and the tortoise after this kind. So guys that like turtle soup and all that other shit, same thing. And the ferret, the chameleon, and the lizard. So what they were talking about, they was catching mice, and they might get a snake. That's a lizard. And the snail and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever touches them when they be dead shall be unclean till the evening. And upon whosoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be. When any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the evening. So it shall be cleansed. And so they talking about vessels now that you use to use this shit with, okay? Of all, I'm gonna skip down to 34. Okay. Oh, now read 33. And every earthen vessel whereunto any of them be fallen, whether it be whatsoever it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that shall be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean, and everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oxen, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean to you. Nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean. But that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass shall fall upon any sowing seed. And now it goes on to other stuff as well. But that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to, like I said, this is 101. This is GMS 101. Okay. It should be Israelite 101. But like I said, you got so many people out here teaching so much crazy shit now that don't want to adhere to sound doctrine. You know, I can't keep track of who's teaching what exactly or not. You know, when we hear it, we cut it and we move on. So like I said, but this is basic 101. So you keen on wanting to order from these, if you're Israelite and you keen on wanting to order from these Chinese foods and this, that, and other, and blah, 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 blah. This is what you got. You got these Chinese restaurants, these Korean restaurants, and all this other kind of stuff. You want to order from them. Like I said, you order some chicken, it ain't guaranteed that it's going to be chicken. Okay? Period. So, or beef. Like I said, you want to order some chicken or beef fried rice or chicken fried rice or whatever the case it might be, it ain't guaranteed it's going to be that. So, and shrimp fried rice is right off the thing, but you call yourself, you go get around and order some chicken or some beef fried rice, guess what? It ain't guaranteed that that's going to be that either. So, word of caution. That's all I'm going to say, word of caution. So with that, I hope that's quick and edifying. I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kal Pakatah, to the apostles and elders again, the GMS and the elder bishops out of Connecticut. Again, double honors, they do rule well. So for the hopeful elect, I hope that's edifying, especially for the younger elect that's just coming in, and for the rest of the, and a hearty shalom to all of the hopeful elect, and for the rest of the world, a barber ball.